All right, hello everybody. My name is Ryan Boyles. I work on the global conferences team for IBM, and we're here with yet another IBM Insight chat to talk a little bit about previews of the curriculum about the conference. And we have a couple of guests and my intrepid co-host Carol Hopke with me here today. We're going to talk about business and a bit of the industry tracks. And so I want to just first of all welcome everybody and have you sort of tell me where you're calling in from and share how the weather is there. So if I could start out with Sheila, let's talk to you first. Where are you calling from?
Yeah, thanks, Ryan. I'm calling in from Mountainside, New Jersey, and it is very sunny out, so I have my shades down so we don't get any interference from the sunlight. But cold. It got down to 30 this weekend, and we went camping with the Cub Scouts and froze our tushes off.
Wow, I have done that, but luckily I did it in the middle of the summer in New York, and it was pretty cool. How about you, Stacy?
Well, I'm calling in from San Francisco, California, and normally it's nice here. Today it's really rainy. So I got my dogs out for a very early morning hike this morning before it started raining. But now I think we're indoors for the rest of the afternoon.
Awesome. How about you, Carol?
Hi, I'm actually in Nashua, New Hampshire, and like you, Sheila, East Coaster, it was a little chilly this morning. It was 28 when we woke up, and I was not ready to get out of bed.
Yep, and I am calling in from Wake Forest, right outside of Raleigh, North Carolina, and we had our first frost this morning, so yes, very chilly. But I'm thankful it's not raining because we set a record for rain this summer.
Carol, can you send some of that to California? We make it really.
We made a record that it was the most consecutive days of rain in Raleigh since Grover Cleveland was president.
Wow.
So anyhow, Carol, I'm going to let you get underway with this chat and kick off with the first question.
You bet. Thanks, Ryan. So Sheila and Stacy, what we're wondering is, what's happening this year at Insight in your tracks? So why don't you share a little bit? Sheila, why don't we start with you and to take us through a little bit what's going on in your world at this conference?
Okay, great. Thanks, Carol. We are part of the business and industry track, and this is a 3-day program that includes a keynote, includes over 100 track sessions, both in the business strategy and cross-industry space, as well as a number of industries, which I'll talk about a little bit later. We also have 3 days of lunch programs going through some key thought leadership that the Institute for Business Value has come out with, along with our GBS practitioners. And then we also have a C-suite cocktail reception on Tuesday night. So I can give you some details on each one of those, talk about the keynote or the breakouts or lunches and the reception.
Great. And how about you, Stacy? What's going on over in your track?
We have a lot of activity going on. So I represent primarily comm sector, which is media and entertainment, telco, and energy and utilities. And just for example, like for media and entertainment, I'm coordinating presentations for like 21 clients that are coming to speak at Insight, which is really exciting. All of the industry tracks are really well built out with such unique stories. For example, there's the weather company stories that are coming out. There's several sessions on the weather company and how, like for example, one energy company used data from the weather company to actually save like $1 million in terms of how they would route their crews out, being able to kind of predict where the most damage was going to be and then be proactive. That's just one example of how really unique analytic data stories are coming out in each of these individual track sessions. So really innovative stories. There's also a lot of stories around using Twitter and other social media data and how to combine that unstructured data with structured data from CRM systems and the like, and how those types of insights are really benefiting companies in real business scenarios and bringing real benefits, cost savings, and added revenue.
Oh, that's great. Ryan?
Yep, I think what we want to do next is we really want to see, are there any sort of sessions that you want to highlight here?
Sure.
We're really interested in helping our clients and even our our sales force understand the roadmaps behind some of these tracks.
Okay, yeah, I'll take that, Ryan. So for the business and industry, let's start with the business and industry keynote. That is session KEY 4055, and that takes place on Monday, October 26th at 10:30 a.m. right after the first general session in Mandalay Bay Ballroom in the South Convention Center on level 2. So, you know, I'm giving all the instructions.
That's great.
So this is our main keynote. You know, we'll have a couple thousand people there, hopefully. And what we're really talking about is digital disruption. So why your strategy doesn't work anymore, digital reinvention lessons from the C-suite. Now, the whole business and industry track is targeted at the C-suite and line of business audience. So I know a lot of sellers are not used to this new agenda for Insight, but you know, this track never historically, you know, went by the BI or ECM or other. This was a traditional C-suite and line of business agenda, and we're continuing that into this year. And what we'll start off with is really looking at some data from 2 recent studies. We've got the Global C-Suite study coming out on November 3rd, and then our new analytics study is coming out on the day of the keynote. And we're really looking at what's keeping the C-Suite up at night, how they're dealing with this digital disruption. Glenn Finch will start us off. He's the leader of Big Data and Analytics consulting practice in IBM Global Business Services, and talk about some of the findings from the study. And then we'll interview 4 clients and do a little kind of talk show format with those 4 clients. We've got Ratnakar Lavu, who's the EVP for Digital Technology at Kohl's Department Store. We've got Mark Clare. He is the Chief Data Officer for HSBC Bank. We've got Tracy Belcourt, who is the Executive Vice President for Strategy at Mondelez International. And then we've got our own Martin Fleming, who's our Chief Economist and Vice President of Business Performance Services at IBM, talking about a counter-fraud solution that we've implemented for ourselves. Then Mark Andrews is going to do some great announcements. He's from the IBM Analytics unit in industry, talking about our new industry solutions that we're announcing, and we'll have 3 clients on a panel from the CMO from the Ottawa Senators. We'll have some people from Urban Outfitters and Costco. So it's a jam-packed keynote, very much talk show style, hopefully entertaining and educational at the same time.
Yeah, I love hearing all the brand names. You know, wide variety there. Excellent lineup, I think. I'm excited to share this list with our social VIPs this year. We have lots of external influencers coming in that we really want to help them understand the stories from all of our clients.
Yep.
So Stacy, do you want to add in sort of a quick highlight reel of any sessions that you think are interesting in the comms area specifically?
Yeah, I just wanted to add a little plug for that same keynote, that business and industry keynote. Those panel sessions that Sheila mentioned are really important for understanding how IBM is really moving into building prepackaged solutions for companies in specific industries. Mark Andrews' presentation is going to go into depth on the 20 solutions that we announced previously this year, and then the ones that we're announcing at Insight. One of those is the behavior-based fan insight solutions for sports teams and live event venues. Really specific solution designed for these types of companies that are really interested in selling tickets, and how analytics can be used to better understand fan engagement and drive revenue from there. And those kind of solutions are what we are really going for. And you know, the idea is that companies don't have armies of data scientists that are going to custom build things. By the time you do that, you know, advancements in technology have moved, and you've got to move as well. So having prepackaged solutions that allow customers to get up to speed very quickly with advanced analytics is the direction that we want to take all of our clients.
That's
so
really
that's what you're going to see throughout, the content in a lot of the different track sessions and highlighted in that keynote.
Yeah, that was a key question that we asked with our influencers on their Twitter chat this last week. Was how do they see the current slate of tools that they have or solutions, and are they an impediment to getting past this sort of disruption that they're experiencing or not? So that'll be really interesting to hear what the clients have to say.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
So
yeah,
I think
I'm excited for that lineup for sure.
Yeah. I'm really happy with how it came together. Stacy and I worked really hard on this.
Oh my God. So what else is happening? So obviously you guys have a lot going on with the breakout sessions and the keynotes and stuff. What else is going on? Talk to us a little bit about what, if you have a presence in the Expo, if you have anything else, so I think some of the lunches that you had talked about, Sheila, some of the different activities.
Yeah.
I'll talk about the lunches. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we have a lunch session from each day from 11:45 to 12:45 with a different topic. These are a little bit nicer than the regular, huge cattle call lunches. I don't know if people have been there before, but this is about for like a 200-person audience. And so Monday, we'll talk to chief data officers and how they're turning analytics into a competitive advantage. On Tuesday, we'll talk about digital operations and Internet of Things. And then Wednesday, we'll talk about, all the different analytics thought leadership that we have coming from IBM. And, we encourage people to pre-register for that, for those lunches, and they can do that at ibm.biz, BIZ/BI lunch. And I'll send that to you, Ryan, so you can add it to the Hangout.
Yeah,
feature.
I just want to remind everybody watching, or make sure you look below. Everybody on YouTube says, look in the comments below. On our YouTube description and in the blog post that we post, we'll have all the show notes for everybody to check this out and either go to these links or go to Event Connect and find all these great sessions.
Yeah.
That's great.
And
so
then, go ahead, Stacy.
I was just going to put a plug in for the in the Expo Center. At the communications sector booth, we're going to have a really fun, what communications sector, just if anyone doesn't know how IBM defines this, is media and entertainment, telco, and energy and utilities. But our booth is going to be set up like a theme park, and you can come and ride a roller coaster. We're using the virtual reality kind of setup of the Oculus Rift. If anyone's ever done that Oculus Rift, it's those goggles that you put on, fully sanitized, and you go into a different reality and you experience this short roller coaster, and you hopefully don't, fall out of your chair while you're doing it. But after that ride, then we're going to have a selfie station set up, because we will take your photo at the moment that you might be most fearful during the ride, and then whatever your facial expression was, we can capture that, and you can use our selfie station to post it on Twitter or other social networks. So that'll be a really fun experience. Of course, you can see all of our interactive demonstrations of the solutions that we have going on as well, but you can start off with riding the ride.
Awesome.
Oh, that's really cool. That's really cool.
And
there will be other industry stations as well, so we can take a look at those as well.
Yeah, the Expo this year has really got a lot of these immersive experiences and ways to get your hands dirty and get your really get access, not just hearing a pitch, which is awesome.
Yeah, and I know there will be a Twitter weather, Esri station, a mobile first for iOS station, lots of. I mean, there's so many things that people can do at this conference. It's good to get a handle on your plan or create a plan to take advantage of everything going on.
Yeah, and I just got to look at the guide that everyone's going to get in their bag when they arrive. So you'll just take a look at the back page. I look at the back page first because it has this cool fold-out map of the Expo, so that you can really see where all this stuff is laid out really clearly.
Okay. Good, thank you.
Great.
So
and from an
really
industry perspective, just those industry roadmaps that I know are on the website, and you'll probably put a link directly to them. It makes it really easy to choose sessions that are specifically for your industry, because the roadmap is kind of a schedule of events, including things like cocktail receptions and lunches, and all of the individual track sessions where there's a speaker specifically targeting an industry story. So make sure you get those roadmaps for whatever industry you are coming to represent.
And I do have a list of the industries, Ryan. So we have banking, financial markets, consumer products, education, energy and utilities, government, healthcare, industrial sector, which is manufacturing, insurance, media and entertainment, retail, telecommunications, and travel and transportation. So that is a huge, there's 70 sessions representing all those industries. And then from a cross-industry perspective, we have about 30 sessions for business strategy and vision, operations, social business, HR, finance, risk and fraud, marketing and sales, and commerce. So, it is a really rich agenda for that C-suite and line of business audience.
It'll be easier to name an industry that we're not covering, I think.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. All right. Well, thank you for this. We have the last question of the day is kind of a fun question here, but it's useful nonetheless. What we want to talk about really briefly is sort of, do you have a suggested survival tip for either navigating Vegas or navigating Insight or just any tech conference in general? And we like to do this just because it is such a, Vegas is daunting, Insight is daunting, but there's all so much that you can discover and so much that you can do, and we want to offer a helpful hand to everyone who's attending. So why don't we start with, I'm going to start with Carol because I know you have one.
I do, and mine actually is about kind of a prep beforehand. Is I start taking airborne, like I started taking it yesterday, and we'll take it for the full week before I even get there, and then just hydrate like crazy once you're there.
Excellent. How about you? I'm going to go to Stacy next.
Sure. I was thinking really tactical, but I'm actually a really big fan of the mobile apps that all conferences have, including this one.
Yep.
And to download that now and to start to map out, take what we talked about just a few minutes ago, the roadmap, specifically look at that. What sessions do you really want us to spend time in? And actually tag those in the mobile app. And do it ahead of time, do it on the plane, whatever, just do it before you get there, because it's really overwhelming if you've done no pre-planning. So,
that's an excellent one, and I'm the same way. I create a list of links. I even reorganize the order of my apps on my phone so that the most relevant ones are on the homepage.
Oh, that's good.
And that's actually going to be my tip. My tip last week was to make sure that you have extra batteries to charge your devices, but now that you've got that covered, I actually have a method to the madness of not only getting those apps that you just mentioned, but also organizing them in a way that they're really easy to get to on your phone. So if that means putting them all on the home page, or sometimes I'll create a folder that's just for Insight or the conference I'm at, so it has everything in one spot, so that literally you're a click away from either finding the apps or maybe web pages that you've bookmarked and you've put them on your home page. That's another quick tip. So that'll be my tip, is organize your apps and your phone and be ready. So thank you, everybody. Are there any closing thoughts before we close out this particular chat of the week?
No, I think we've covered everything that we wanted to get across. I think, one other thing that just popped in my head was one-on-one meetings. If you have clients coming, make sure you schedule one-on-one meetings before you get there. But you can also pop into the executive meeting center to do that as well.
Excellent. That's a good tip. Well, with that, I think we're going to sign off from the IBM Insight chat. I appreciate all of you joining today. Carol, thank you for the co-hosting again. And thank you so much for sharing your insights about how the C-suite and other executives should navigate the business and industry tracks at Insight this year, Stacy and Sheila.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you.
See you in Vegas.
Yes, we will definitely see you in Vegas in just a few days. So with that, we'll say goodbye, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.